Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get this. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man. No boys was at the door. I hear that. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I was like, man, hold on, man. I was like, yo, he ain't got nothing to do with that. What y'all talk about? You know, I'm new, I'm green, I'm in his business, I'm rolling. He from the town, and I feel like I'm not gonna let the red team get, you know what I mean? Like, they wildin'. So I'm like, nah. I was like, y'all wildin', man. I was like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with it. He ain't got nothing to do with that. What you talking about? They were like, no, he can tell him. Yeah, he can tell us. So the dude keeps speaking up. So I like, man, listen, I ain't doing nothing. What's up? I ain't doing nothing then. What's up? I ain't doing it. They was like, man, what you mean, what's up? So that jump was like a standoff. So we all back by his cell. They right there. And that jump was a what's up? Like, we going back. What's up? What's up then? What's good? Everybody like, what's good then? Everybody pulling up from Norfolk. What's good? What's up? What you talking about? They like, all right. Yeah, all right. I was like, man, all right, man. Y'all wildin', man. Y'all ready to gamble everything and get sitting up off this joint? This is because your man was in the way. I was like, he was like, man, that's my big homie. So that whoever this dude was, I guess that was their big homie or whatever the case. But he shouldn't have been arguing with the sergeant, y'all. What was he doing arguing with the sergeant? You can't put this on Ike, man. Like, Ike got him. You know what I mean? Like, this is him. And like, for real, like, I never seen him save nobody. Now, maybe if a CO writes somebody up, and it's not a lockup charge, or it could be a lockup charge, and somebody hear about it and they go holler at Ike, and Ike can go holler at his lady, which is the sergeant. The sergeant can go holler at the CO and maybe get it thrown out. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. But I never, since I've been in the pod, knowing Ike and knowing his situation with Ms. Williams, I have never seen him save nobody, y'all. Like, my word on everything. I never seen it. So what these guys are asking for, I know they probably thinking it's something that's feasible, something that can happen. But at the end of the day, man, he didn't have that type of juice. And like, they needed to understand that. Like, I told y'all in the beginning, she was cool. She even got bagged by an inmate. But at the end of the day, she's gonna do her job. If dude talking greasy to her or whatever the case, man, we gotta wear that, man. He should have known, like, I'm not even gonna get this slick with this lady, man. But he probably was thinking like, yo, she messed with dude, da-da-da-da-da. She didn't even care if he knew this business. Now, people knew the business. Now the red team know the business. So, like, I didn't know how this was gonna turn out. Like, me, my opinion, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna let nobody rock while I mess with him. And he could hold his own self down. But I'm like, at the same time, though, man, like, I wish he didn't do this. You know what I mean? For a lot of reasons, man. I ain't gonna lie, I wish he didn't do it, man, because, like, I just got my first run with him. This is my first run with Ike. Like for real, getting the Cadillacs with Ike, man, like, that kind of made me feel like I can hustle these. Because I seen dudes doing it before I did it. Like, you can trade those for whatever la you want. You can trade those for whatever wine you want. Like, it was like a market of you can do whatever you want. It was like money having Cadillacs. So, like, I started looking at the Cadillacs as like, this is the line of business I want to be in. Like, it's $100 a pack. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I really want to do. So, like, with all this going on, like, this is going to get put to an end, man. I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like, we're beefing with the red team. But for the most part, I'm going to go with them, though. That's just what we're going to do, man. So, we had the little standoff in the pod. You know what I mean? Everybody like, man, come on, man. So, dude, they ain't do that. We ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? I was like, man, forget y'all, man. You know what I mean? So, that's just what it was. So, everybody is tension in the block. It's tension in the block. I don't know the red team members like that. For me to go pull up and be like, yo, look, bro, we don't need to be doing this, blah, blah, blah. But for real, man, it's just going to be what it's going to be, man. Like, I can't stop it. But for real, it is what it is. Like, it's already there. It's already there, man. So, like for real, I know everybody's hearing about this now in the building. You know what I mean? Like, Norfolk dudes has got into it with the red members. Now, it's a lot of red team members that's from Norfolk at the end of the day. So, like, this is going to be tricky. You got to get politics out. It could get ugly, but I was hoping it didn't get ugly. I just got the Lawrenceville, man. Like, we get into a big group fight. We out of here, man. Straight transfer game, y'all. So, boom. So, I was praying for the best, but I was still ready for whatever. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, I had an attitude like that. Like, I felt like when I'm right, this is whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I still have seven years left. I won't trip about nothing, man. So I'm like, it is what it is. So like I say, everybody's waiting now to go to Chow or whatever, because you know what I mean? I know everybody's hearing about this joint. So we go to Chow. So when we go to Chow, the red team members usually sit on the side where we sit at. The blue team members sleeps on, eats on the other side of the Chow hall. You know what I mean? That's where they be at. So we come to Chow hall, all the red team members right there. You know what I mean? They all right there. So I can't go to Chow. But they knew me and my homeboy was the ones that kind of was sticking up for him. So me and my homeboy come to Chow. We about to go sit at the table with my man in 31. So we sit down with him. He's like, man, what y'all got going on over there? Like, man, nah, they was trying to act like they about to get at Unc, because he was like, who you talking about? Ike? I was like, yeah. I was like, they acting like they trying to get at him because the lady, Miss Williams, she wrote dude up, and you know what I mean? He going to the hole. He was like, oh, he couldn't save him. I'm like, man, he couldn't. He went out there. She screamed on him. He was like, man, shh. He was like, he cussed that lady out, though. I heard it, John. I was like, man, but look, Unc ain't got nothing to do with that, man. I was like, man, look, you know, we got the, yeah, speaking of that, he was like, bro, I need a pack. He says, a dude that want to buy a pack. I told him a ball 50 for the Cadillacs. I was like, oh, that's what's up. You about to make a pound? He was like, yeah. I was like, look, I got you. I can get it back from when we go to the pod. So he was like, he was like, that junk go down. It's gonna be over with the Cadillacs. I was like, bro, it's gonna be over with, bro. I was like, it's gonna be over with, bro. I just got in the car with the man. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't even like really, he know I like to get bread, you know what I mean? But I'm like, that's how I be, man. He like, yo, man. He was like, for real, them dudes mad. You know what I mean? He was like, but you know, such and such a red team member, and he from the town. I was like, who? He was like, man, right there. So I didn't know the dude. He pointed dude out. Now, it's a lot of dudes from Norfolk I didn't know. I don't know everybody from Norfolk. Like, dudes get acquainted with each other once you get on the spot, and then you just know people. Like, but you don't know every single person from the street. It's impossible. So I'm like, I see the dude. I don't know him. You know what I mean? He probably was looking like he was in his late 20s. You know what I mean? He's from Norfolk, but he had a lot of stain with the red team. So it was like, he told me that's dude right there. So I see him talking to them. So I didn't know if he knew Ike. I didn't know if he knew Ike, but my homeboy was like, yeah, for real, he rocked with Ike. So he said it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, man, for real, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care about that stuff, man. I'm like, for real, it ain't going down how they think it's gonna go down. You know what I mean? I was like, at the end of the day, man, you know what I mean? He was like, look, man. He was like, for real, bro. Like, I told him, man, they gotta let that jump go. So I looked up, we was leaving. I seen the dude who they said was the top homie. He was like, yo, he called my homeboy, my old homeboy from Norfolk that was walking with me. He was like, hey, my homeboy turned around. He was like, hey, look. He said he want to holler at you. I'm like, what's up? He pulled up. He was like, hey, look. He shook my hand. He was like, he told me his name. I was like, what's good? He was like, look, man, ain't no beef or nothing. He was like, boy, we just thought. He was like, dude, he they big homies. I just thought since he rocked with the lady, he could save him. I was like, bro, he went out there. He can't save him, bro. He was like, yeah, he told me I rock with. He was like, yeah, I rock with Ike. You know what I mean? He was like, but like, for real, that joint, y'all ain't gotta worry about it no more, man. It's over with. I was like, what about the dudes in the pod? I said, because they keep looking crazy. I said, that joint can get crazy now. I said, I can't keep taking a whole bunch of crazy stares. He's like, nah, look, those my dudes. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. I got that. Like, everything good. He dialed us up. Went back to our pod, y'all. So, boom. So, like I say, man, I used to be blessed when things got politicked out, man. Because sometimes it needed that, man. And like things get politicked out. Things get talked out, discussed out, however you want to put it, man. Like the dude from the town, that's the head red team. I mean, he probably was looking at it like for real, I'll go with my homies, but like that's wild. Like he got to come out to the town, so like he gonna make sure it's like no way we can't resolve this before it gets to that. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. Like yeah, you can go with your mob, but you still got to come back to the town, bro. Like I don't forget like dudes banking me and all that. I'm never forgetting that. So like I knew he knew these things right here, so that was good how he did. He made sure everything got straight. Now, the whole time, Ike wasn't worrying about this junk, man. Ike wasn't worrying about this junk. Like, when we came back in the pod from that, Ike was like, man, what's up? Ike was standing at the door. Like, he wasn't even dressed for child. He didn't go to child. He was just standing at the door opening and closing. He's standing out front sliding. So I come in, he seen the head red team member dude. He start hollering at him. They kicking for a minute. I'm standing at the door watching him, you know what I mean? He come back in. When he come back in, he was like, yeah. He was like, look. He was like, man, I'm telling you, man. He was like, see, this is what this why Weezy, I don't be doing that because dudes be mad. He said they ain't mad that they homie going to the hole. He said they mad that they homie going to the hole and they ain't got no motion. He was like, see, they want to be in my position. He was like, but I'm going to tell you what you do with haters, Weezy. I'm going to tell you what you do. I was like, what? He said, man, you show them that you getting more money. That's what you do. You show them you can get more money. I'm like, man, like I'm listening to him, man. Like, I was like, I ain't going to lie, for real. Man, Ike was like a great motivational speaker game, kind of like the things he said, like I used in the future. Like that's real talk, man. What he's saying, that man say, man, you know what you do to haters? man, you show him you keep getting it. Like, he just was telling me, like, I was like, what's up? What's the plan there? I was like, what's up? You trying to get some la-la? He was like, the la-la. I was like, I am the la-la. He was like, nah, I ain't messing with no la-la. He was like, look, this is what we gonna do, though. He was like, look, let me show you something. I was like, what? He was like, come in the sale. We went to sale. He was like, look, I got my baby to bring me some of this. He was like, let me show you how to bag it up. This was the first time I seen how you deal with loose Hank. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, the Hank game. Like, this is the Hank. Like, this isn't the Cadillacs. This is the Hank, the loose Hank. So I'm like, I see he going to his bed and he pull out something this long. I'm like, pause. That joint, massive Hank. I'm like, what the? He was like, let me show you how to bag it up because I need you to bag it up at count time. I was like, you need me to bag all this up? He was like, it's easy. Look. He was like, look, you see the medicine cups? I was like, yeah. He was like, look, 2 of these. He said they do it already in 80 building. He said, my homeboy showed me this is what they selling over there in 80 building. He was like, for real, they saying the Cadillac's hard to hide. It's hard to bring in. So this is what dude's doing. So I never thought, like, I'm looking at loose Hank. Now, you was able to buy loose Hank back when you can buy products back before they took them. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm looking at this stuff that I never wanted to touch ever. Like, buying the Hank back then when it was Black & Miles and Cadillac still for sale. Like I didn't knock dudes that did it, but it was like a poor man's joint. Like, it was like a poor man's Black & Mile or a poor man's Cadillac. So, like, that would be like last resort, maybe sometimes on a stretch, lockdown, somebody got hurt real bad, we never coming back out, I don't got nothing else, send me one of those. That would be the only time. That joint used to be disgusting. But, like, after they took it, that's when it became great. Like, and I was like, yo, bro, man, but I smelled the minty. It's so minty. Like, when he pulled it from under, I just smelled the mint. Like, it was just so fresh. I was like, yo, man, I don't know about that right there, Ike, man. I was like, man, nobody gonna want that. They want Cadillacs, man. He was like, look, listen what I'm telling you. The Cadillac's about to be over with. He said, it's about to be over with, man. He said, man, listen to me, man. 2 of these go for $50. He said, put 2 of these in one bag, tied up. That's $50. You know what I mean? I'm like, shh. I was like, you want me to bag all that up, though? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, man. I took the bag, y'all. So, boom. I go back to the sale. I waited for them to count. You know what I mean? As soon as they count, I told my son, hold me down. He's like, what's up? I'm like, hold me down. You know what I mean? I was like, look, like this. I threw him a jump. You know what I mean? Because it's been so long since I had a rolly game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we in there messing with the Cadillacs in the beginning of Lawrenceville. So I'm like, psh. He rolled the joint. I gave him the joint. He lit the joint. He had the door watching. As soon as he hit that joint, I smelled it. Like, it was crazy, minty. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, he hit the joint. He was like, man. He was like, man, that joint felt like it boosted my buzz. He handed it to me. I was like, man, I'm gonna hit the bogey. You know what I mean? We did the bogey the whole time. He holding me down. I'm bagging up. You know what I mean? We got the TV on mute. I'm bagging up because we on the bottom tier. We gotta be on point. Bagging up fast. He told me 2 cups. 2 cups. I looked over. I'm half a bag in. I promise you, I'm half a bag in. I looked up. On everything I love, it was about 19, 20 bags. I was like, my roommate was like, they sit, I got them like on my bed. I had my blanket on my bed, but I had like a sheet folded right there, like on the foot. And after I'm bagged, I'll throw it on the sheet. You know what I mean? It's in the plastic though. I put it on the sheet. I look, it's a bunch of bags on the sheet. I'm like, my roommate turned around. He was like, man, you ain't gonna be able to bag all that up before account clear, man. You ain't. I said, I know it's all minty in the sale. I'm like, man, get an instant. You get an instant, went to the lamp, drip the oil on the lamp game. That joint had the whole cell lit, smelling good, everything. You know what I mean? So we like, man, let's get it right. So I got all that right. I put that in one bag. That joint was a bag like this big. Put that in one bag. I threw that inside my pants. I had my scrub pants on. I had my sweatpants under that. I threw that inside my pocket. My pocket was bulging, but I'm just waiting for Unc to pull up. You know what I mean? They say, count clear, count clear. They pop all the doors. So as the doors pop, I go to the door and look. I look. I seen Ike come to the door. He like, you see me? Like, he gave me that $1. All right, I bought this junk. You know what I mean? He was like, what's up? I'm like, yo, here. I pull out the big bag. I was like, here. I went in this pocket. What's the rest of the day? I was like, he was like, how much is this? I said, bro, that's 25 bags, bro. He was like, 25 bags. I was like, yeah, it's 25 bags. I said, that's 6 1/4. You know what I mean? I said, that's 6.25. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, for real? He was like, you couldn't get the rest. I said, I'll do the rest later. I said, this, like, let's put that up right there. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I got a spot. So he put it up. He was like, he looked at me. He was like, get that money. I was like, you already know the count, y'all. So boom, I go out the pod and I'm like this. Dude was like, yo, I said, popcorn. Come here, corn. He was like, what's up? I said, look. I said, yo, bro, look. Here. He was like, what's this? I said, that's a 50 sack. He said, what you want me to do with it? I said, bag it up. He said, bag it up. I said, man, bag the whole thing up. He said, bag. I said, man, look, we get a couple pieces. I said, we're going to split it down the middle. I said, you can keep what you want. I said, I need you to bag it up. He was like, where you get all this from? He was like, it's John Minty too. This ain't Cadillac. Where you get this loose Hank from? I was like, man, don't worry about that, man. Just bag it up. Popcorn went in the room, handling his business. I go to the door. I call my homeboy to the door in 31. He come to the door. I'm like, yo, bro. Hey, look, bro. Come out the salad boy, bro. He was like, I said, come out the salad boy. He was like, all right. He get his jump out. He come to the door. So I'm talking to him through my door. I'm like, yo, bro, look. I said, bro, look, bro. I got all the Hank, bro. He was like, you got Cadillacs? I'm like, nah. I said, man, Ike showed me a new way. I said, man, Ike got the loose Hank, man. It's like, yo, they go for cups. You know what I mean? I said, 25 a cup. You get 2 for 50. You know what I mean? I said, they look like this, though. I slid him a jaw under the door. He grabbed it. He was like, oh, that's a lot, right? He said, this just like if they break, because dudes will buy Cadillacs, but you had some dudes that will buy the Cadillacs that will try to stretch their Cadillacs, and they will like break it down and basically roll up anyway. But this is like thicker. This is thicker Hank right here. Like this isn't like no cheap from the, you know, the Cadillac joint's gonna be small, stringy. This is the real deal, like, you know what I mean, Hank type of looking. So everybody's straight in the joint. So everything's straight. So my homeboy took the joint. He was like, I got you. So he took it back to the pod. Word, he called me back to the door. He's like, yo, come to lunch. I'm like, bet. So we going to lunch. We get to lunch. I see him. He like, yo, look. He was like, man, I sold jump to the white dude. The white dude said his homeboy trying to get one. You know what I mean? He was like, then it's another dude I know got $100. I'm like, for real? I'm like, yo, bro, get all of that. Get all of that, bro. I got you, bro. He like, what you want? I said, keep that 50 sack. I said, keep that. Bro, I had so many 50 sacks. It was pathetic, man. You know what I mean? So you got to sacrifice something to make some bread. You know what I mean? I'll make that up on the back end, man. But I was one of them type of hustlers. I told my homeboy, man, keep that 50 sack. He was like, I bet. You know what I mean? So he went over there. He opened it up. He opened the market up. So like dudes was already doing this on the other side of the yard. Like, but when it came to this side of the yard, Ike was one of the first ones with it, y'all. So boom. So the whole time I've been slanging and banging, I looked up. I seen a little young boy. They used to rock with Ike. He keep watching me. Every time I look, he watching me. We on the yard. I'm out there hollering at the dude on the other side. I look up. I can feel someone watching me. He watching me. Why is this man watching me? I'm going to tell you why he's mad. But I remember what Ike said, man. The way you hit these haters in the head, man, you shine on them. You keep shining. That's what you do. You keep shining on the hater. You keep showing the hater that you going to do more than he can do, man. This is a race. Like, the dudes don't be thinking it's a race in life, man. It's a race in life, man. Everything is competition, man. You got to make it within yourself, though, man. That'll make your life go forever, man, knowing that you competing with something, man. Compete with yourself. So I'm going to compete with keep shining on these dudes. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I made my goal after Ike told me that, man. So I'm going to keep shining. That's what I'm going to do. I'm out there like, yo, what's good, bro? What's goody? Hey, look, hey. Yeah, the same, yeah, just like 80 building, yeah. 2 for the pound, yeah. All right, catch me at the gym. All right, I come to the gym tonight. Know what I mean? I'm slanging and banging, y'all, so boom. Get into this bag, man, like this, this is a lot, you know what I mean? So everything going straight. I done scraped up probably about 450. I still got a decent amount of bags left, and there's still some more jumps left. So the whole time we come back in the pod, I see Ike was like, yeah, look. He was like, look, we gonna get some more. He was like, but look, though, I need you to take this junk to the gym. I said, I'm going to the gym tonight. I said, what you want me to take? He said, man, look. He said, man, take this junk. He pulled out the rest of the bag. I'm like, the rest of the bag? He said, yeah, dude gonna give you a green dot number, man, for $800. Just get that. I'm like, so I was like, I can't check him, but he was like, man, he ain't gonna, just get it, bro. I'm like, man, all right, man. So I'm like, this is crazy. Like he's really winning. Like, he made this off me, and he about to sell the rest of this junk for $800. I go to the gym, man. I see dude see me. He's like, hey, for Ike. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah. He handed me the numbers. It was in an envelope. I'm like, it's in it. He was like, yeah, don't open it up. Just give it to him. I'm like, all right. So I put it in my pocket. I was like, here. I passed him the Hank game. You know what I mean? Old head slid. Made that play. I came back. I gave it to Ike. Ike was happy. You know what I mean? Ike was happy, man. And the whole time this was going on, man, like, I'm pretty sure the red team members was looking like, they was looking upset. They was looking upset, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like this, it was just mayhem. It was mayhem. It was like stuff moving so fast. All you heard was Wheezy, Ike, this person, my homeboy, that person, my homeboy, popcorn. Like, it wasn't nothing but motion going on when it came to that Hank at the moment, man. That's my word. It was motion going on with that joint. That joint is being slanged and banged. That's my word, man. Like, I was getting rid of that stuff. And I was blowing that stuff. That's my that's my word. Like, who? They like, yo. They say such and such from Richmond got the la. I'm like, yo, call her to the door. They're like, all right. Call him to the door. He comes to the door. I don't even know bro like that. I'm like, hey, look, bro, I'm trying to get some Lala. What's good? I'm like, you mess with the Hank? He like, I was like, look, bro, send me 6, bro. I'm gonna send you a 50 sack. He like, bet. You know what I mean? Here you go. I'm making a play, y'all. So boom. Everything was answered, man. He come up with the wine. I got the Hank. He do like, yo, hey, look, what you say? You trying to get some cups? I'm like, yo, let me taste it. It's a missile game. Yeah, look, hey, look, bro, let me get 4 cups of that, man. What you want? Man, let's give me some roll-ups. I'm like, bag, got you. Open the bag up right there in the cell. Look out for him. Decent Jones. Let me get that. He bag up the wine. I got everything. I got all 3 food groups. I got Hank, I got the Lala, and I got the wine game, man. It's about to be a good weekend, man. So I shoot down, you know what I mean? I want to share it with bro. Bro put me in the game. You know what I mean? I shoot the ice. I'm like, yo, because he drink a little bit. I shoot down there. He in the junk looking at college football. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He like, what's good? I'm like, hey, 2 of these cups. He like, damn, right. What's up? I'm like, man, here. He drinking the cups. He like, yeah, I told you. He like, how everything going? I was like, how everything going? I go in my pocket. I'm like, here. He was like, what's this, the rest? I was like, nah, I still got some 50 socks. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, man, shh. Man, dudes be hating, man. I told you this what you do, man. Keep getting money on their ass. Keep getting money on their ass. He was like, but look, I'm going to need you to hold me down tomorrow, though, when they go to breakfast. I'm like, hold you down for what? He was like, look, man, just hold me down. Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, I got you. He was like, all right, don't go to breakfast. So I ain't go to breakfast. I'm chilling in the cell. I hear a knock at my door. As soon as everybody leave, a knock came. I'm like, yo. He like, hey. I come out. He like, hey, look. She won't come in my cell quick. It's going to be quick. It's going to be 5 minutes. Put your time on. I was like, what? He was like, put your time. I got an alarm clock in my cell. Like, you can set like alarm and all that, timer and all that, stopwatch and all that. I'm like, man, what you mean? He was like, man, put your alarm, put your time on. He said, if I ain't done in 5 minutes, come get my motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck if my pants down to my ankles. I was like, oh, you about to hit? He was like, he had to look like he was proud of that. He was like, yeah. He was like, look, 5 minutes, Weezy. I'm like, man, all right, man. I put it on 5 minutes. I was like, when you want me to hit it? He's like, when you see her walk by. I was like, all right. So I'm sitting on the bed. I see her walk by, Miss Williams. She walked by. I see that ponytail. I was like, I hit the button. I'm like this. That's how quiet it was in the party. It was just like this. I'm like, time spinning. I'm like, and I was like, I was like, I got up. I went to the door. As soon as I went to the door, I seen Miss Williams. She was like, that's how she was leaving out of the cell. I was like, oh, she dipped. Lady from the booth, the lady in the booth know what's going on. She opened the door, boom. She let her out. I was like, oh my God. He come out. He was like, he came out with a shower bag. He was like, the shower was right there. Everybody say, he was like, ah, damn, boy. Shit, man. Needed that shit, man. You know? Goddamn. You know what I mean? That shit was good. Everybody coming back. Goddamn. All you hear somebody say, all right. Hey, yo, all right. Hey, all right. I'm looking. He looking like, it's the young boy that he used to mess with from the red team. He like, man, I'm gonna holler at you, man. I'm about to get in the shower. He was like, nah, this important. This important, man. He like, he had his long johns on. He had the long john shirt and the pants on. Like, you can't just be walking around with long john pants if you a guy. You can't be walking around like that in penitentiary. You gotta have some shorts on or that junk under your sweats. So he like, he grabbed his shorts. He was like, he walked to the door. He stepped out. Him and dude out there talking. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on, man? So I can come back in the party, storm back in the party. He's like, man, I'm done with him, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, he was still about to get in the shower. He was like, man, he talking about, man, why I supposed to be looking out for him? Why I don't do this no more? I supposed to be doing this and doing that. I'm like, what? He was like, man, he jealous. He jealous of you, Weezy. I was like, I done been through this so many times though, man. But like, I ain't, you know what I mean? He got the sergeant, man. Like, bro, you lost, bro. Like, he rocked with me. Apparently, he seen a better hustler in me. You know what I mean? You was somebody that was just having your hand out, bro. Like, I create motion, bro. Like, I'm running around making big plays, bro. I'm not a roll-up nigga, bro. I'm not a nigga he just gonna throw something to and he want a couple dollars back. Nah, bro. Like, I'm getting a real cut out what I'm doing. Nigga, ain't no peon shit in me. So this is how I'm feeling. I'm like, man, forget him, man. Forget him, man. He was like, yeah, don't worry about it. So he getting shot. You know what I mean? So we locked down. You know what I mean? After breakfast. So goddamn, we come back out after breakfast. When we come back out after breakfast, goddamn, I look up. it's the dude from next door and another dude with him in the pod. So they all go back. The dude that he's with is a kind of little short dude. Now the dude that Ike messed with, the guy, the red team member, he kind of about a little shorter than Ike. You know what I mean? They ain't too much taller than each other. But I look, they in the pod. I'm like, what is he doing in the pod? So I go put my shoes on. My homeboy standing on the tail already. He look. I'm like, he come down the steps. I'm like, I look at them. So we looking at each other. So Ike door pop, boom. You see his son in the wheelchair come out. He come out. Oh, you seen them niggas push. Them niggas pushed over there. When they pushed, we pushed over there. So when they get to the door, they was like, they seen us, right? The dude from next door, he was like, hey, look, y'all ain't got nothing to do with this. We like, what you mean we ain't got nothing to do with this? Yes, we do. I was like, man, it's like, what you talking about? What's good? What's going on? He was like, he looked back. You know what I mean? He just rushed on him and all like, I see it, right? But I see Unc looking like, he looking determined, like, let me get him. So the other nigga just standing, me and the other nigga standing there, my homeboy behind him. So we just right there. And we looking, we like, so I see another red team member pop up. Like everybody didn't hear that they was fighting, but you hear them and they scuffling. They on the ground, like the handicap cell big. So it's like a big wrestling match at first. They'll get up, square off, rumble, they rumbling. So I'm looking, I'm like, me and the dude right there, his homie right there, I'm right there, my homeboy behind me. I looked up, like I say, another one of his red team members that's in the pod, he popped up. So he at the door. So I look, you know what I mean? My old head, he see the like, cause no, there don't be a lot of people at the door like that, especially in front of Ike door. And I guess his roommate in the wheelchair went and told my other homeboy, the old head dude, he come down there. So he's standing at the door. He like, what is that? What's up, man? What they doing in there? I'm like, hold on. They rumbling. I was like, they rumbling. And him and dude rumbling. We watching the joint, him and Ike rumbling, they going at it. You know what I mean? We like, this joint crazy now. This is a day that the lady isn't working. Miss Williams isn't the sergeant this day. It's another dude that's working, a white dude that's the sergeant. So everybody right there, they watching them fight. We watching them fight, everybody. Like, I'm like, if dude jump in, he already know I got a hand. But I let it be a one-on-one. You know what I mean? It wasn't no need. Ike had him, you know what I mean? It was in there wrecking. Man, I look up, man, dudes was like, Err! When I hear that, I look back. And I seen the sergeant dude coming in. I was like, I couldn't do nothing. I seen the red team dude, he go that way, because he 229. He shoot that way. When he shoot, he trying to shoot like he trying to beat him. But the dude come in, he spot the commotion off the rip. He like, I slide this way. When I seen him coming, I slid. He comes straight to the cell. He on this walkie-talkie the whole time. He get on this walkie-talkie, man. That's my word, man. He coming in and lock Ike up, y'all. So boom. Party over with, man. They came in there and got Ike just like that, man. Because one dude that's hating. One dude that's hating, man. Nobody can let things go smooth. They in there fighting for nothing, man. This man had the sergeant. He had the sergeant lady. Dudes was mad. Dudes was mad that he had the sergeant. Dudes was mad that I was in there slanging and banging the work. That's what dudes was mad about, man. But that's just how penitentiary going, man. This week we got stories of this is how dudes be hating, man. This is how it goes in there. I told y'all there's nothing else to do in there, man. Like, that's why it makes this place so evil. You should never go, because there's nothing else to do in there but hate, man. You know what I mean? So Ike is out of there, man. He's out of there, man. They took Ike. Ike left. Ike was in the hole for a minute. You know what I mean? They let him stay back there for like a minute. So like on the second day, they took Ike out, man. Ike probably in the hole probably for 3 days. So Miss Williams come back to work. I'm in the cell chilling. She walked by my door. She said, I look. I'm like, it's dark in the park. Everybody went to breakfast. I'm like, yo. She opened the joint. She was like, here, White. She threw me some, a ball like this big. I was like, she came back. She was like, look. She said, Ike said, go ahead and sell half of that and give me the other half. I was like, damn. I was like, look, you ain't trying. And I had to say something then, because it was right there for me to say it. It was like the perfect opportunity, man. Like, I was like, you ain't trying to bring no Lala? She was like, nah, I ain't even gonna be here long. She was like, I'm about to quit, because if they don't let him out the hole, I'm gonna quit. I'm like, that was another thing I wasn't trying to hear. You gonna quit? Like, I thought he was gonna keep letting me slang and bang. I know he went to the hole. Dudes messed that up. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. He about to quit. She like, yeah, if they don't let him out the hole. I was like, man. She was like, they don't let him back over here, I'm quitting. I was like, I couldn't even say nothing, man. Like, I'm fibergasted, man. I got this big pack of Hank on me though, man. Like, I'm like, all right, man. So I done what they said. I went out there and I slanged and banged, y'all. I'm getting to that bag real quick. I got to that bag, knowing it was the last bag. I trapped smarter. You know what I mean? I trapped smarter, man, because I just knew it wasn't gonna go right, man. They end up letting Ike out probably like a week later, man. He had nothing but a little stupid fighting charge. They let him out a week later, but they put him in 70 building. You know what I mean? He got over in 70 building, man. He was stuck over there. He almost went crazy over there because he couldn't see the lady. You You know what I mean? He almost went crazy over that jump, man. Like everything went downhill from that, man. Like everything went downhill for that, man. Like Ike was down there, the lady was over here. It was like he wasn't himself. Every time I would see Ike, man, he looked like he just lost his son or lost his puppy. Like he just always looked sad in the face, man. I could feel him, man, because they took him away from his great situation. But that's what happens when you got haters, man. So he was over on the other side for a while. And then next thing you know, Miss Williams just disappeared. Miss Williams disappeared, man. We didn't see Miss Williams no more. Everybody was like, yo, we looked up. It's this other black lady that was a CO. She got promoted to sergeant. We like, what happened with that? We're like, where Miss Williams go? It was like, Miss Williams quit. I was like, man, she was telling the truth, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, shh. Dudes always know how to mess up a good situation, man. But Miss Williams quit. And when Miss Williams quit, Ike went to the hole. Ike checked in, man, and Ike didn't come out. And they transferred Ike, man. I heard they sent Ike, man, to Augusta. When Ike got to Augusta, which was a level 4, he went up higher for doing the checking in, the fighting and all that. They said the lady used to come see him. So you could be an officer. Once you quit your job, you could come see inmates. You could come see inmates after that, but you can't be working for the DOC. You know what I mean? You or whatever Lawrenceville joint was. You can't be working for prison joint. You have to quit your job. So she quit her job to be able to come see bro. And they said she was up at Augusta going to see him, man. That job was amazing, man. Bro bagged the sergeant, man. I had a little slight run in the beginning, y'all. But dudes always know how to mess it up. Dudes always be hating. Dudes always be jealous. And that's just how I go in penitentiary, man. But that was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count, man. Stay your ass out the way out here, man. Live your life, man. Enjoy your life with your family. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a Thursday banger. So what I need y'all to do is like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. But y'all be safe, man. And stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.